This is what we're going to build today. It's a fish barrel that I keep next to my dock. You know, when you live next to a lake or a pond or something like that, you find yourself, you'll go down there for a few minutes and you'll catch a couple of fish, but you don't catch enough to actually want to start cleaning them and eating them and all that kind of stuff. So what I'll do is I'll go down there, I might catch a couple, I'll throw them in here. Tomorrow I might catch a couple more, and you know, they can live in there just fine. And so over a few days you'll catch enough that now you're willing to make the mess of cleaning them and eating them and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of like a giant live well. Alright, so let's get started. I will list all the hardware in the description in case you're interested. Alright, so we're going to start laying out the holes, and it's a lot easier if you get like a dressmaker's tape measure like this, and you can probably find one of these in your wife's sewing stuff. So then get your barrel. This is just an old barrel that I had left. It was used to hold my dock up, and it's got a hole in it now, so that'll be just fine because I'm going to put a whole lot more holes in it. So to get this straight, look on the side and you'll find, I don't know if you can see, there's a parting line right here when this thing was made. So I'm going to start right there, and so then I can start here and I can start here and I'll get my lines straight. So I'm going to lay that down right there. Alright, so I'm going to mark this every 4 inches. Alright, I'm going to do that on here, and then I'm going to come back to that parting line and start again and do the exact same thing all the way around, and I'll be back. Okay, now we've got it marked all the way around, and so now we've got to mark it this way. All this stuff's kind of tedious, but... Alright, so mark your lines all the way around it. Alright, so I've got all my lines done this way. Now I'm going to lay out my door. So I'm just going to take 2 sections of this and I'm going to cut it right down the edge. Right here. So I'll cut that piece out and that will be my door. So I just know I don't have to put any holes right in there. And now that I've got that done, I'm going to come along and mark every 4 inches holes all the way down on all of these, and I'll be back. Alright, now I'm just going to drill 1/2 inch holes on all these spots. Now, these are the hinges that I'm using, and I'll link these in the description if you're interested, but the barrel's curved, so I got to put a little curve to this. If you use just regular butt hinges, you probably wouldn't even have to do this, but this is what I'm using, so here we go. I, of course, got extra curve out of that hole right there. Okay, that's got them fitting on there pretty good. Alright, so I'm getting ready to cut out the door. And I got an old jigsaw I used to cut open barrels. And I'm going to do a plunge cut here to get started. You can drill a hole and start there. I'm going to do it this way. Now, before you cut this thing completely free, and what I would rather have done was just cut this top part off and left the rest of it attached. Go ahead and get your hinges put on, because it'll be a whole lot easier than trying to get them lined up later with this thing flopping around. I'm going to go ahead and use the wood screws that came with it. Do a little pilot hole. Now that I've gotten the hinges put in place, I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting the door off. Here's the latch, and I will list this in the description in case you're interested, along with the hinges. Put one hole in to get us started. Now the catch with the 90-degree angle here really doesn't match this very well. It needs to be up like that. So I need to straighten this out, make this angle greater right here. So if I were to set this on a flat surface like this and just hit it right here, it's going to bend right here because that's the weak spot. So I need to place this down in a vise. Like that. And then I'm just going to take a pry bar and we'll go see if that angle is correct. Alright, so that's got my angle correct. Alright, I think that'll work just fine. I'm going to hit these screws with the angle grinder just to knock that point off so they won't be quite so sharp. Okay, I just wanted to show you on the lower part of this barrel, here's where we marked the 4 inches and drilled the holes, and I've gone back and I drilled a hole in the middle of each one, and that gives you better water circulation down at the water line. And then I've also drilled out the ends quite a bit. The main reason I did this was when you put this in the water and then you've got fish in it, in order to catch the fish you need to pull it up out of the water so that they'll fall to one end or whatever. And so when you start lifting this out of the water, you want the water to run out of the holes as fast as possible because you're trying to lift it up. So normally what I do is I put this next to my dock like that, and I put a rope in one of the holes, and that way it can't float away as the water goes up and down. It can't float away and get lost. And put your fish in there, and then when it comes time to get the fish out, I'll either drag it up on the land, and as you pull it up, just wait a second and let the water run out and then pull it up some more. Or you can actually just pick it up like this and pull it up onto the dock. But as you do that, you just got to go slow, kind of like this, and let the water run out as you go. And then you open it up, and your fish will just be laying in the bottom of the barrel. All right, well, I hope this project was interesting to you. Thank you for watching.